Emperor Roselle lied to you. He famously claimed that there are no weak pathways, only weak beyonders. But the dark truth of this universe is that some potions are literal death traps, while others turn you into an unkillable god. So I ranked all 22 divine pathways from absolute garbage to reality breaking, starting at the very bottom. But first, how do we actually measure a god? In the world of Lord of the Mysteries, pure physical destruction means absolutely nothing in the late game. A nuclear punch is completely useless against someone who can erase the very concept of getting hit. We are ranking these powers based on versatility, broken abilities, and survival. Because if a pathway gives you crazy strength but drives you insane before you even reach the top, it drops straight to the bottom of the list. Which brings us to the low tier, the pure physical fighters. This includes the warrior and the hunter pathways. If you are a low-level sequence 8, you absolutely want these powers. You become a massive powerhouse, you are faster, stronger, and you can summon actual firestorms. But as you climb the ranks and reach sequence 2, they hit a massive bottleneck. A twilight giant can easily cleave an entire city in half with a broadsword. But what happens when they fight a reality bender? A giant sword cannot cut a deadly curse. A firestorm cannot burn away bad luck. These pathways give you incredible survival skills in the early game. But the second they face an enemy who uses magic and concepts instead of fists, they lose their edge. They are the glass cannons of the Beyonder world. Entering the mid-tier, the rules of the game completely change. This is where raw strength stops mattering, and the masters of manipulation take over. Take the Arbiter pathway. They do not need to punch you, they just create an absolute rule on the battlefield. If they say, no weapons allowed, your sword instantly becomes too heavy to lift. Next to them is the Black Emperor, who can passively twist and distort those exact same rules to benefit themselves. They win fights by exploiting the blind spots of the physical fighters. Then you have the Reader pathway. Instead of training their bodies, they accumulate terrifying amounts of knowledge. They study how magic works and can perfectly copy or counter anything you throw at them. And the Death pathway? They don't fight you alone. They have absolute control over the underworld and will just bury you under an army of the dead. To beat this tier, you can't just fight their bodies, you have to fight their laws. Now we step into the high tier, the conceptual horrors. If you fight these pathways, you have already lost before you even realize the battle started. First, the Wheel of Fortune. They don't attack you, they just manipulate the absolute probability of the universe. If you shoot a gun at them, the universe will literally bend to make the bullet miss. Then there is the Hanged Man. You can wear all the armor in the world, but the Hanged Man warps your very soul composition. They rot you from the inside out, bypassing traditional defenses completely. But standing above them all is the absolute dominance of the cowardly trio, the Fool, the Door, and the Error. In a world full of monsters, the strongest ability isn't attacking, it is escaping. The Door pathway gives you infinite spatial displacement. You can slip out of any sealed dimension. The Error pathway allows Amon to literally steal your thoughts, steal your time, and steal your destiny. And the Fool? Klein can drag dead versions of himself out of the history books to fight for him. They are parasitic. They are unkillable. They cheat the laws of reality itself. But there is a ceiling even above Godhood, the Pillars. When you perfectly combine specific pathways, you transcend regular gods and become a great old one. And the ultimate standoff in the current era comes down to two absolute entities. On one side, you have the God Almighty, the pure, terrifying peak of omnipotence and absolute creation. On the other side, you have the Lord of the Mysteries, holding supreme, unquestionable control over time, space, and history. When you reach this level, you don't just bend the rules of the universe, you don't just break them. If you hold these authorities, you are the universe. You are the beginning, you are the end, and you sit alone at the absolute top of the ranking. This is the ultimate hierarchy of the Lord of the Mysteries, but surviving the journey to get there is a totally different story. I am doing a full, dedicated breakdown on the true horror of Amon and the Error pathway next week. So hit subscribe right now so you don't miss it. See you in the fog.